All right, guys. Breaking news. Huge breaking news. Okay. You know what the Holy Grail means, right? It's like the main thing. This is like what everybody seeks after. Everybody that you have ever watched that talked about prophecy, fulfillment. You would say the Holy Grail represents the main thing that everybody would want to get a hold of. This is the Holy Grail of prophecy. And it's correct interpretation. It's correct interpretation, without a doubt. What we have been talking about and putting pieces together for the understanding of this end time event that's been predicted and talked about since the time of Christ that is now dawning on the world with all the pieces falling into place. We have just gotten a major piece to put together in this puzzle. That just happened. And this is like, I don't know if this is like the final piece, like when you're making a puzzle and you finally get that last piece and you just stick it in and it's like, oh, you hear the angels singing in the background. Holy Grail, the Holy Grail of end time prophecy. We're going to talk about it in just a few minutes. Make sure you get this word out far and wide. Anybody that has ever talked about prophecy that you've ever watched is going to be interested in this information, even if they don't agree with what I'm talking about. Eschatologically, they may not eschatologically agree, but maybe we will make them believers with this information. But Robert, they always say, this hasn't happened yet, or this is the wrong timeline. Well, maybe this will convince you of everything that we've been talking about. So I just wanted to get this out on all the other channels here to let everybody know this is a major convocation, a gathering of the saints, a holy convocation. And we're prayerfully going to enter into this information, a whole bunch of information to make our case about what is actually happening at this very moment. And some of the recent revelations as of the last few hours that may, in fact, and I heard this the other day and I was thinking, that sounds very interesting. We're going to have to look into that. And I got some more information in the last few hours from the sources that seem to confirm everything that we've been talking about. So all the virgins are going to want to be trimming their wicks and don't be kicking against the pricks. Everyone gather around, foolish virgins as well as wise, and prepare to look into this information and get ready, because the Lord is at the door. But it's not going to be the way a lot of classical, traditional interpretation of end time fulfillments have been given over the years, especially since prophecy has become such a huge market, major grift, people marketing prophecy. Shame on all those people. Shame on all the ministers that have marketed and used prophetic end times to make money. And when they didn't even have a clue of really what was going on. This is not to say that the church, shouldn't support their leaders. I'm not saying that, because those who give themselves to the word and to prayer and to oversight, they're worthy of their hire. But I'm talking about people that are, they have avarice. They're only after financial gain, and they're using scripture and they're using the church to get wealthy. Shame on all those hireling pastors. But this information is not a sensational message. This is not a clickbait message. We're going to lay out all the information. We're going to lay it all out. I hope you guys are all ready. I'm going to be going live here in just a few minutes. I will be live on the main channel. You should see the information. And God bless you, Jeffrey. I'll have to chat with you in a little bit, brother, about a few things in private, but it's definitely going down. Okay, so here is the link to the video or to the live stream I'm going to be doing here in just a few, and it's going to be live. Okay, now listen. A lot of this information I know, a lot of this information I am going to be delving into for the first time while I'm talking to you. I do that quite often. A lot of times people don't realize that. A lot of information I'm getting. I have the bones and some of the, structure, and it's kind of like the army that was raised up prophetically in the Bible. I think it was, can these dead bones live? The Lord asked the prophet, and then all of a sudden the bones came to life, and then stood up, and then there was the sinew, and then there was the flesh, and all the skin, and then they didn't have life still, but they were standing there. That's kind of the way it is when I get a lot of information. I get the whole thing, and then all of a sudden, the breath comes, and they become a living army. And this is what I think is happening now: is the breath of God is blowing on this word, and it is taking on a reality. Okay, the reality of what is happening here is mind-blowing. I'm literally, my mind is blown by what I'm seeing here. And it's not just one particular thing. It's like how it's all connected. Everything that's happening in the news, and how all these things have just gelled together and come together at the right time. It's just absolutely crazy. All right, so I think I have the right link here. Let me post it in the chat. So all of you different channels out there will be getting this link. The live show will begin in just a few minutes here. All right, do you see that? So make sure you pass that on. If you're watching this particular video in the archive on another channel, we're simulcasting to 5 channels right now. This is a simulcast to get everybody's attention on all of our other channels. If you're watching this teaser trailer here that I'm giving before the main broadcast, and you're not going to be able to be there live, well, you should just do the chat replay, and you'll see the link I just posted. I guess I can't really, yeah, you'll see the chat replay, and also look in the description below the video. So where it says more information, there should be, do you guys see that? Give me a confirmation. Can you see underneath the video? Does it show the same link? I want to make sure nobody misses this. This is a very big deal. Yes, it is a very big deal. And I've studied prophecy, so I'm not just talking. This isn't. I've never talked like this about a particular topic. Well, leading up to where we're at, when I talk about these things, it does give me, it is like it's like a rush. It's like, wow, we're watching prophecy literally unfold in these events, but it's leading up to something. And this is where it's leading right here. What I'm talking about right now, it's actually led to this. This is like the Holy Grail. I'm just saying, this is the Holy Grail of prophecy. All prophecy teachers would love to know this. And whether they've figured this out yet, I don't think it's just coming out. It's just coming out in the last 24 hours. So just so you know, you need to hear this. Everybody needs to hear this. Did you Did you get the link? Can you see the link underneath the video? I just want to make sure before I leave. I'm going to close off the chat here in just a second, and I'm going to go over and start the show. I want to make sure everybody can see it. Let me go look. I'll have to look myself here. Let me look. I just want to make sure I posted it correctly. I got to check one of my channels here, just one of them. Wow, it's really amazing. My channel doesn't even pop up there. They're shadow banning. You got to be kidding me. They are shadow banning my channel on YouTube. It wasn't like that before. You got to be kidding me. Are they literally banning, shadow banning my channels? Didn't used to be like that before. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Yeah. So it does. Okay. So there we go. So if you click the area where it says more, or where you see the number of people that are watching, you'll see there's a link there. It says live here. Okay. So if you're looking at this in the archive, this will take you right directly to the new channel. Okay. Or to the main channel. All right, guys, I will be live in just a few minutes. So get ready. Get ready. I'll be live. God bless. And I'll see you there in just a